Hey everyone, I'm Devin, your friendly neighborhood board gamer, and this is Devin Talks Tabletop, the YouTube channel where the games are made up. What I say doesn't matter, but I am not in my own studio today. I'm in the Board Game Co. studio, and I'm going to give you a first impressions. Let's start with a timestamp. Timestamp. Alright, this is D.E.I. Divide et Impera. I really like this. I've played this one time now, and I cannot wait to play it again. And I have got a little mock presentation of it in front of you so that I can talk through this first impressions and give you a little bit of a sense of what's happening here. So, if we're looking on the table here, it looks so good! Alright, I'm going to get this box out of my way, and I'm going to focus on all the magic that you can see in the top down. Yes, so I've got a mock faction here, I've got the player board over here, and I've got some part of what would be the structure of the board. Now these are modular tiles, they are 3D. They have, really at the end of the day, just two levels. They have ground level and they have like ground sections and roof sections, and even though there's an extra layer here, this is just an additional roof section. It's not a third separate layer. As you can see, there are resources here. There are kind of yellow energy cells, there are purple technology, and then you've got two different factions, the one that I'm going to be demonstrating with, and the other player who is kind of in the way. This is a area control game in which you are going after certain bases, and you are trying to collect all of the resources, and at the end of the day, it all comes together in such sweet, sweet goodness. Oh, it's so delightfully fun. And I suck at it. I'm so bad. I lost horribly in the first game, and I did not mind at all. It's got variable factions. There are particular leaders here who are going to have a special ability that they can use. They're going to have some cards, which are the element that I forgot to get out of the box to show you. So, I'm going to switch to the top cam. Just move my magic hands over stuff while getting the cards out. Alright, as you can see, we've got the bases here, we've got the people, and we are going to talk about all of these things. Oh my goodness, look at the stuff that we're talking about. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my goodness, look at that. Oh wow. Wow, wow, wow. And now that I've got these cards in my hand, are these cards actually regular cards? Yes, perfect. They're regular cards. Am I going to use the ones that I'm supposed to use? Probably not. But I've got cards now, and that's all that matters. So, everybody has got their own deck of cards. They're going to start off relatively similar with a few minor variations of the actions that you can play. And I'm going to show you on your player board, I'm so excited that I'm flustered. I'm excited enough about this game that I'm flustered. Alright, let's jump to the top down. Alright, okay, so you're looking here, and we've got the game. You've got some tiles that we're going to reveal in a moment, and then we've got these cards in play. Over the course of a round, there are only going to be 4 rounds. Count them, 4 rounds. And each round, you're going to be able to play 6 cards. Now, there's an open market of cards that you'll be able to buy from, but you do have your starter set. And on each turn, there are going to be 3 rounds of play in each round overall, and each time you're going to play 2 cards down. Now you're going to resolve both of those cards, all of the actions on them to the extent that you can. For example, this person's showing a thing, that means deploy. I could either deploy to a neutral camp over here, or I could deploy to a camp that I've already built, so I can just put a person right there. I have another deploy, so I can just put a person over there. I've got an extract, so if I'm in a place with resources, I can get them. I'm right here, I'm going to take that resource. And then I also can move. Now, here's the thing. I can move with one person, but you can also move any amount of people that you have as long as they are in one location moving to another. So I can actually move these 3 people here, and then wait a second. This guy, this character, they were actually the only one there, which means they retained control of these particular camps. And so now that I have taken over control, if I had just tied with the character and only moved one individual into that space, I would have just taken these control markers back from the opponent, and they would have retained there in a neutral way. But since I brought overwhelming people that retain the majority, I actually get to take that, and then I can feed them into my player board to signal that I control these 2 bases, and I have still maintained control of that one. Now, if you're ever at the point where you move to a spot and it gives you 2 or more of one type of control, and you have it in that state by the end of your second of 3 card playing actions, you're going to be able to reveal a color, based ability that remains for the rest of the game. So these can be really nice. For example, this allows you to use the drone and its regular movement at a +1 position. So normally this can move 4 or 2 spaces away, and now I can move it 3 spaces away. So if I want to just randomly deploy troops over here, I could go ahead and do that as long as I played a card which allowed me to activate a drone. Now this is not the proper drone because this is the drone of whatever this faction is, and this card isn't even belonging to this guy because again I just got cards out all of a sudden. But you get the point of what I'm saying. It's a simple game. It really is a simple game. You've got 2 resources, you want to go out and get them. You've got camps, you want to retain control of them. But the variability and the joy comes from several different aspects. Number 1, the modular board. You are going to create this anew every single time that you play, which means the way that particular roof sections build together are going to be different. It means that where the camps are placed are going to be different. The neutral camps where you actually load into are going to be different. Any of these neutral elevators, I mean, for example, right now you can see that 3 of these are neutral elevators, which means anybody can go up and down them without a problem. But in some places, maybe you'll only be able to have your elevator and only you can use that until somebody else builds an elevator. So all of these are really, 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 really satisfying decisions to make as a player. You've got your base tiles, which you draft at the beginning of the game, and everybody loves drafting some crunchy stuff that nobody else knows because you don't show people what you've drafted until you reveal them after getting the requisite amount of control markers of that color. So you can combo these 3 different camps or these 3 different ability tokens off of each other really, really nicely. And then also, you have your cards. But wait, there's more. You have the market in play that is across 4 different sections of decks that can allow you to use other people's drones, that can increase the actions that you do. You always are going to have just 8 cards. So when you ever have to buy a card, you're actually going to place this face down, and you're going to pay the required amount of resources, whether it's yellow or purple or a combination of the 2. Once you pay it, you're going to take that card. You're going to put that card immediately in your hand so you could go down and play it on that same turn as long as you still have 1 card space left, or you could play it as a secondary action and you will have that card for your next time around. But those cards are worth points at the end of the game, and they drastically alter the shape of your hand in terms of being able to maximize or corridor yourself off into a particular play style. Asymmetric factions. Drafting variable powers, an area control resource collection, modular map, a huge market of cards to go from. This is just the base game here. This is just the base game. This offers all of that. Then you have all of the expansions. Alex has got 1, 2, 3, 4 here, which all of them add crazy stuff. You've got Old London because New London is lame. You've got Cash and Rad because money and radiation are, the talk of the town right now. You've got White Death because that's already scary enough as it is. And then you've got the Citadel because I know what that means. It's all so interesting. It creates a very, very compelling puzzle with a pretty streamlined few amount of things that are going on. And yeah, I just really had a good time with it. Alex is pretty high on this right now, and I don't know if it's his enthusiasm has infected me, but I love, it feels like I'm getting to play with the miniatures from like Risk 2010 AD or whatever it was, and then I'm playing on such an interesting play space. Like the map is so unique, and the combination of how everything plays together just makes me want to try this out more. I have not played as many area control games as Alex has, but I feel like this is, because it's relatively straightforward in terms of all of the pieces that comprise it, then I feel like it would be easier to teach to new people while still like keeping that level of crunchy decision making for someone who has played it again and again and again. So new players and returning players alike both find a sense of joy in discovering what is unique about that particular play with the map, the cards, the factions, all of that stuff combining. It really is just a lot of pieces that work well together. I don't know. I feel like this is kind of the Oathsworn of area control games for me. And I mean that in the sense that each of the individual elements, maybe another game does it better. You know, maybe Primal beats Oathsworn in terms of the boss battler. Maybe. I haven't played Primal. Maybe Gloomhaven beats Oathsworn in terms of the card play. I could debate either side of that. Maybe an RPG or some other narrative beats Oathsworn in terms of the overall story. But Oathsworn is so good at each of those levels that the cumulative, the compounding interest of mechanics that is going on there makes it really hard to contend with. And I'm wondering if this is going to be the same thing for me. Like, it's got so many different things woven together that maybe other games do individual aspects of it better. That one thing they're just really good at. But all of these are so solid and in combination make for a fun time. So yeah, this is Divide at Impera. I missed out on this, and I am going to be seeking this. I'm going to be trying to find it because, yeah, I just even base game alone, but I am excited to jump into this. I'm excited to see what those expansions offer. I'm pointing off camera because that's where they are. They're right there. I could touch them. I could just touch them. Yeah, I'm excited. You guys let me know what you think. Have you played this game? If you have, I'm curious what you think. If you haven't played this game, do you like area control games? What are your thoughts? Comment down below. All right. I love you guys. Hope you have a good one. And I'm going to go play this game. It's so much fun.